Night Lord's creatures are terrifying operatives of the Nemesis Claw kill team, specializing in ambush and terror tactics. Even among their ruthless brethren, they're seen as brutal, unhinged killers. Armed with Vox Noctis sonic weapons, they unleash paralyzing sonic blasts, striking fear into their enemies before finishing them off in brutal close combat. Hello my friends, my name is Max and today we're going to build a Night Lord's creature, this pal from the Nemesis Claw kill team. As always, by the end of this video we will figure out answers for 3 simple questions. Does this mini look cool when assembled? Is it fun and easy to build it? And how does it look next to other minis? This pal is a howling banshee of corrupted space marines. He has this mask over here, Vox Noctis, which is basically doing essentially the same thing that Howling Banshee is doing, demoralizing everybody around. And of course he has a pair of lightning claws. The assembly instructions are fairly straightforward. We have to build a torso, then we have to do all these things. The only thing that is missing here is the shoulder pads that are shown here, so it might be a bit confusing, but we will make it really unconfusing during the video. As always, we start with the torso, bits 53 and 54. I have cleaned up both bits of the torso. They look very weird, but it all makes sense here when you try to assemble them. This is how they're supposed to sit together. And this is our torso so far. Now let's find a chest plate 55. This is my chest plate 55. It should be sitting here, like this, and I'm going to glue it. And this is our torso with the chest plates. Next, they advise to add a backpack 142. This is our fancy looking backpack. Incredibly cool piece of equipment. Should be sitting over here like this. And this is our torso with the backpack. Next, we skip the blue instructions, the green instructions, and go directly to the pink ones. We need to assemble both arms with lightning claws and a head. Let's start with the right arm, B21 and B22. The right arm bits are cleaned up. Let's see how they should be sitting together. Should be along these lines, like this. There is no defined angle here, so you can rotate the hand a little bit here and there, and we will see which angle is the best. I think this is how this is gonna look like. We will give it some rest. And in the meanwhile, we'll do the same for the left arm, B23, 24. This is our left arm. It looks like this one has some sort of a lock, so it should be in a very specific position, namely this one. And this is our left arm so far. Now let's see how the right arm should be sitting on the torso. Should be along these lines. Go into glue it. I think this is gonna be my position. You can obviously rotate it a little bit because there is no lock here. And now let's see how the left one is supposed to be sitting here. The left one should be along these lines. I'm gonna put it this way. So he is obviously trying to attack somebody on his right. This way, he is kind of jumping and swiping with the left hand. And we're gonna put the head in a position that looks right. And this is our miniature so far. Now we need to find a head, and this is a very specific head, B25, because it has this Vox Noctis sonic weapon. This is our fancy head with the mask, with the Vox Noctis. And it should be sitting over here somewhat like this. I'm going to glue it directly. I think this is my position of the head. He is screaming at somebody and preparing to swipe his enemy with the left hand. Looks very, very cool. And now we need to add 2 shoulder pads. Let's start with the left one, beat number 2, which is selected among these beats. I'm going to go with beat B50. This is my Night Lord's beat B50 shoulder pad. It should be sitting over here along these lines. I'm going to glue it. And this is my position of the shoulder pad. Keep in mind that since his hand is in a very, very active pose, you might want to glue a lot of area inside of the shoulder pad in order to attach it to the shoulder. Otherwise, you might struggle. Next one, beat number 3 over here, which is selected among these ones. And here I will go with beat 18. This one. I really like how it looks. I think beat 18 is very suitable for our purposes. It has a spike, it has some sort of damage over here, which means that he was fighting in melee with someone, and it should be sitting on his shoulder over here like this. And this is our pal so far. Very aggressive, very, very scary. Let's drop him on a base now. Have a 32mm base here. Don't mix it up with a 28mm base for Mandrakes if you're using the same box Nightmare as I do. So this should be 32mm. And this is how he should be dropped on a base, more or less. He has a very, very dynamic pose and he is rushing forward, trying to chop off someone's head. Presumably, and screaming at them in the process. And this is how it looks from the top. Looks very, very nice. And this is our mini, my friends. It took me roughly 25 minutes to assemble it. I will give it 5 skulls out of 5 for the sheer fun of building it. This mini is a lot of fun. And I will give it 5 skulls out of 5 for the ease of assembly. There was nothing really challenging here. It was very straightforward, not a lot of mold line, not a lot of beats. Really, really cool miniature to assemble. This mini does not require partial assembly really because of his pose. Everything is accessible. And let's take a look how this miniature sits next to some other minis. We start of course with another Night Lord's miniature, Night Lord's Visionary, which is a leader of this kill team. We can immediately see the same stylistics. Same decorations here and there. The only difference is that our pal that we built today is using the Vox Noctis instead of the helmet. He doesn't have a helmet. I think it could have been a helmeted head too, somehow, but they explicitly wanted us to assemble it this way. That is what we did. These minis are amazing. Night Lords have really cool miniature range in this kill team. Comparing this mini to a Firstborn Space Marine that we have built recently, a Deathwatch veteran with a jump pack, we can see that even though both of them are technically Firstborn, the one that we built today is larger and has better proportions. This is not surprising because newer miniatures tend to look cooler than the old ones in terms of proportions and decorations and whatnot. But you can still see that these ones are really similar in the dynamic poses. The posing is really, really, really cool. And Games Workshop did not mess it up at all. Looks amazing. Since Night Lords don't have their own Terminators, you can technically use the Chaos Terminators as Night Lords. You just need to drop some additional decorations suitable for Night Lords on these Terminators. And they're gonna look really cool together with the Night Lord's miniatures from the kill team. This is how the Heavy Weapons Terminator, Chaos Terminator, looks like to a Night Lord miniature. They look really cool together. And as you can see, the Terminator is almost as tall as the miniature that we have built today. And that's a wrap for today, my friends. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It will help you to catch more content like this and support me in growing this channel. Share your thoughts on this mini in the comments below. I'm working to make my videos more helpful and I need your inputs. Check the description of this video for a Google form link and share. What's your biggest struggle when building Warhammer minis? Make sure to check the video that you see now on your screen. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.